Welcome back to my channel. So today I'd like to share with you 7 ways my life has changed after minimizing belongings. To be honest, I used to live in a messy room like this before. At that time, I was working at a Japanese company in Tokyo and had a very stressful life. I only had a little money, so I bought some cheap meals at a convenience store pretty often. Yeah, that means I had a highly unhealthy life. But one habit changed the whole situation. It was to reduce belongings. So let me tell you how my life changed after reducing them. First, you have less economic anxiety. Have you had the experience of having a very small amount of money left, even if you don't remember using the salary so much? Yep, I was exactly like that situation in my early 20s. So I was worried about money all the time. I just thought I'm anxious because I don't have enough money. And I tried to attend this sketchy seminar on how to be a millionaire and actually started my business. However, no matter how much I made money, the anxiety I had about it never disappeared. But I finally had less anxiety when I let go of things. Since I was aware of the minimal things I needed in my life, there was no need to spend money on unnecessary things. For example, if you know the minimal amount of clothing and shoes that you need, there'll be less opportunity to buy them, right? If you don't spend money on unnecessary things, you'll be able to better calculate the minimum cost of living you need per month. To give an example, when I had a simple life at the village in Nagano, the monthly minimum cost of living was about $600. When I found out, I was like, I only need this much to survive, and got so assured. I wasn't aware of the essential items in the past. That's why I didn't know how much money I needed. And that made me so anxious. So I tried to make as much money I could. But even when I made some, my anxiety stayed. What matters is not to make money, but to know how much the cost of living you really need. And to find it, you need to know what the minimal items are for you. Second, your stress of ties with people disappears. As you hold on to fewer items, interestingly, your interpersonal relationships also become simpler. Because you can let go of ties you don't need now. Let me share my story here. When I lived in Tokyo, I had a variety of friends from work, tea ceremonies, or business seminars. I was mostly attending the dinners and parties that I was invited to, since I couldn't say no. Of course, it was fun for a while, but I kind of wasted time and stressed myself out by being overly considerate. And I got scammed once for 2 million yen. I was so social that my interpersonal relationships got wider, but I was wasting time, willpower, and even money. Have you had that experience too? If you're in this kind of situation right now, please try reducing your belongings. It's all about the process of letting go. As you go through that journey, you develop the ability to choose what's essential for your life. For example, when you're picking something out, going like, "This is good," or "No, I don't like it," over and over again, you start getting a feel for whether it's something you really need right now. And this ability can have a great impact to choosing the people I want to surround myself with. For me, I used to be a yes man for everything, even when I was invited by people I don't like. But now I can confidently say no because I know what I really need right now and direct my energy intentionally towards people and gatherings that I truly matter in my life. It's a game changer for me. Third, you become healthier. What surprised me the most after reducing my belongings was my health. I realized I was getting healthier as I let go of things. As you reduce items, you'll naturally start wondering if you really need them or not when you buy them, because you want fewer things. So in my case, I gained a habit of thinking that when I buy food, I was asking myself, do I really need this food? And I choose healthier foods naturally. I used to not care what I ate. So I was buying bento boxes or snacks from the convenience store, which were full of additives, not healthy. But now I barely buy them. And of course, I got healthier. This was an unexpected secondary effect. Fourth, you can adopt good habits. Let's start the habit of waking up early. Like that, even when you started, have you had the experience of staying up late like usual and can't keep up with that habit? Well, I have the habit of waking up early now, but I couldn't even start it in my early 20s. But as I started having fewer things, I could start adopting some good habits. I wanted why and researched it. And I learned that reducing stress was the key. In an experiment conducted at UCLA and Duke University, the results showed that people tend to engage in habitual behaviors when experiencing stress. Especially it seems that humans follow a pattern of experiencing stress, weak willpower, difficulty in making decisions, inability to change behavior, repeating familiar actions. In the example mentioned earlier, this is how we repeatedly engage in the habitual behavior of staying up late. Therefore, when attempting to change habits, it's crucial to reduce stress first. And the quickest and easiest method is to reduce your belongings. When you reduce them, you don't feel overwhelmed by the huge amount of things when you come home. The time spent searching for items decreases, your attention is less scattered by belongings. It gets easier to make choices about things that you own. It becomes less likely that you will hit your little toe on objects. This may seem like small things, but the accumulation of these improvements becomes a significant stress reliever. By reducing stress, I was able to gradually develop positive habits one by one. It's all started with minimalizing belongings. Fifth, you get more freedom. This is what everyone who has minimized possessions tend to feel. The reason is simple. It allows for greater physical mobility. For instance, when I moved rooms in the share house, it took just 26 minutes to complete. Even when moving houses, it can be done with just one car. Ultimately, with minimal belongings, you could potentially travel anywhere with just a bicycle. Having fewer possessions makes it easier to move around, enabling a lifestyle free from being tied down to a specific location. Do you know the 3 elements that can change your life? First one is to change how you allocate your time. Second is to alter the people you surround yourself with. And the third is to shift your place or residence. I think the benefits of having the freedom to move are incredibly significant when it comes to changing your life. In my case, whether it was a stroke of luck or misfortune, I became a homeless in Tokyo once, which forced me to minimize my possessions. Starting from there, I relocated to Canada and later ended up living in the rural area of Nagano. And my life continued to take positive turns. Now I genuinely appreciate the experience of being homeless, as it paved the way for life with fewer things and greater mobility. It's clear to me now that having freedom to move and minimizing possessions can truly change my life. Sixth, you can create your life. Which life do you prefer to live? A life where the media influences your desires and dictates your lifestyle? Or a life where you design your own way of living? Of course, this one, right? However, including my past self, many people unconsciously living themselves living this way. I embarrassingly only became aware of this fact through minimalizing belongings. And that's why I was able to shift towards creating my own way of living. To put it simply, there are 4 steps: reducing belongings, understanding what's truly necessary for yourself, not easily swayed by media ads, creating a lifestyle based on your own sensibilities. I used to easily give in to media trends and buy a lot of things, and this is how my room ended up. But now, having minimized belongings and gained clarity on what I truly need, my room has transformed like this. There lies a truly creative way of life. 7th, now here, full power. In the manga Vagabond, the legendary swordman named Kenpo Yoshioka make an appearance. I really resonate with his words. There's no next in a fight. Now, here, convey everything to your opponent at this very moment. So translating this into life, it encourages you to live with full intensity in this present moment. I was drawn to these words because in my past, I carried regrets from the past and anxieties about the future. But I suffer much less now compared to the past, that's for sure. Because letting go of things means focusing on what you really need right now. And that taught me the importance of focusing on the present moment at all times in my life. Now here, with full power, let's do it together! Okay, today I shared 7 ways my life has changed after minimizing belongings. How did you think about them? I'd be very happy if this video made you want to minimize your belongings. And hopefully you can change your life. Alright then, I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye!